I got it, okay.
No.
It does look like.
I didn't see
It does. Like,
Hey, I love carpet in the kitchen. That way you can be barefoot and all the grease can stay
I
in the
hate carpet in the
floor.
bathroom.
Well, we got $389, $349, $399, $395, $415, $389,
405.
$405, $450. What do we got on Zoom? $395, $390, $375, $370, $403, $355.
Avenue.
We got a lot of that high 3 range right here. High 3
It
range.
really has carpet in the restrooms.
Yeah.
Ew, I saw one like that.
Oh, so
Okay,
gross.
hold on.
So, it's just a little paint.
Carpet's great because it just absorbs everything. You never have to see it.
warm.
Oh,
Your feet stay.
oh my god.
All right, let's see this actual retail price without going over is 405 exactly.
Yeah.
403, Brittany, nice.
I did someone on Zoom at 405 exactly.
No, 403.
403.
She had 405.
405.
Because it's a tile roof.
Yep, see, we
That's-
know the price. Right?
Yeah, that falls in that range.
Okay, our next one is West Lancaster, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, built in 1992, a 1,600 square foot house on a 7,400 square foot lot with RV parking.
West Lancaster.
That's like an extra 10. I don't know. Nice, clean.
Nice floors. Looks like a pool back there.
Okay.
Ooh. Down.
That's a nice and blue pool.
Go back to the first one, West Lancaster, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths.
1,600 square foot. Good starter home. It's a great starter home there. All right, what do we got? What are we guessing here?
429.
425, 495, 460,
460.
460, 409. I like that one. 485,
I got it.
429.
231.
Zoom, we got 465, 515, 525, 560, 499, 498, 999.
Nah, I'm sticking.
500.
I was 487.
487.
475,
480.
495, 460, 525. All right, let's see what this one could be here.
Are we ready? We're gonna be surprised.
Oh, it has some pool.
500. Anybody got 500? 499. Anybody got 500?
She said 500 exactly. Did anyone else get 500?
No.
I think she saw the slides.
No, I didn't. I just made a lot out there. I'm tired. That's
She
great.
even showed a lot of homes.
Little suspicious.
Anybody else get 500
Wow.
on Zoom?
Nope.
No?
1,000 off.
Wow.
All right.
What
last
the?
one
You were so
on.
close.
Last one today is West Palmdale, 4 bedrooms. Built in 2021.
Wow.
Hint, it's gonna be the new track over there by Highland.
Oh, it's by Highland?
Yeah.
The new home. 2,700 square feet.
That's pretty high. That's not no medium home.
Nope.
650.
Ooh, look at that cooler fireplace. That's cool.
2,700 square feet.
I feel like they're a little yellow on that photography.
Yeah.
Maybe soften up those yellows.
All right, let's see your guesses.
All right, what are we thinking?
What's on
825, 765, 680, 689,
I
729,
said 785.
760, 750, 825,
825.
That's too little.
650, 779, 795, 650. What are you thinking over here?
What's the lowest bid? What's the lowest bid?
You gotta yell $1, Bob. 775, 795,
$1.
699, 725,
620.
789.
At least.
695.
All right.
785.
Oh.
All right, we ready?
Actual-
Actual retail price is
660. Albert got 650. Anybody closer than 650?
I would.
668?
999.
Is that really what you put?
Oh, what?
You're $1 off?
Which Albert? Which
Well
Albert?
done.
Yeah.
Over for $1?
You're off the dollar? Ramsey's is off the dollars.
He cheated.
Nobody got it right?
He cheated.
How'd I cheat?
Congratulations.
Good job,
That's crazy.
I like the friendly competition we have in here. As soon as someone wins, they cheated. Cheaters!
Did you show that house? All right, guys, will you guys enjoy your Thursday meeting? As always, we appreciate all the support that you've given us. And we're off to a great start for summer, so we really appreciate it, and just keep putting on track on the contract.
Yeah. Thank you, Shauna. Put this back over here, so we'll need that in a little bit. All right, how's everyone's summer going so far? The start of,
It's a little cold.
well, not quite summer yet, but into spring. How's everyone doing, feeling with the market?
Great.
Garrett, before you start,
Sure,
can I just say something?
absolutely.
Mom was supposed to have the flyer, but he's bringing it.
Oh, the flyer for the event? I have it. Let me scroll to it.
Oh, he was gonna print them out, but.
Oh, he's gonna print it out for you. Go ahead, take over.
You can scroll to it, so it's right here. But, our family picnic is June 24th at, Lazy T Ranch. You should have already gotten an email, a text with information. Please let me know if you haven't. It's 4 to 8, and bring your kids, your families. We're gonna have some barbecue, pony rides. It'll be a good time. So, a jumper for Shauna.
Shauna, get out of the jumper.
So please RSVP so we have a good head count for the food and the pony rides. And if you have any questions, let me know.
Yeah, it'll be really great for the kids.
Yeah, that'll probably be our last social event until August. So we'd all love for you guys to come.
Awesome.
I love that place.
So do I. It is
It's so much
great.
fun, yeah.
So much fun, so great. We did it once there before. It was great. It was a lot of fun,
Oh,
so.
do you remember my client Jana Weir?
Yes.
She ended up marrying the guy that owns that place.
Oh, the
They're
discounts.
married.
Really?
They went to Vegas and got married.
Jay? Jay?
Well, she's no spring chicken.
Yeah, but he's old.
She's-
He's old.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
He's
She's
crazy,
no
that one.
spring.
I went to a wedding there like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, they have weddings all the time. Yeah, they all kinds of events.
Here's
But they got married.
a sign-up sheet if you guys want to sign up.
I know, they still married.
And the number of people that are going.
Jay and Janet?
They just got married.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, we'll have to go say hi to them.
Yeah, remember I sold her house out in Lake Hughes? The one with the pool and the view of the lake.
To move over there.
All right, let's bring it back.
Sorry.
No, you're right. I was enjoying the conversation. Just, so he was getting married.
So when you meet him, he's just, the owner is very, he's
He's an old cranky, like.
I remember.
Yeah, the old cowboy.
He's an old cowboy. I've been watching, what's that show? Yellowstone? Kardashians. I've been watching Yellowstone. I'm telling you guys, I've been looking houses out there. I'm gonna go be a cowboy. That's just, I feel like I could be ripped from the show. Like, we're
Oh,
similar.
heck yeah.
Build and, muscles
beard.
and personality. We're like the same guy. Why are you guys laughing? Okay, guys, we got a great class, wealth building strategies coming up. This is on Zoom only. Got to register on Eventbrite with Jason Abrams, our head of industry, one of the best speakers I've ever heard. He's going to be talking about learning tactics to make more cash, pay less taxes, invest the cash you make into assets that appreciate and have positive cash flow. From 12:30 to 1:30, you can scan that little barcode right there and you'll get the link for Zoom. It's definitely worth jumping on. I will be on it. I hope to see you guys all there. Some great information coming from Jason. Any questions on that?
He's a funny dude.
He's hilarious.
Yes.
He'll just say what he wants to say, so that's what I appreciate about Jason. He is great. He's a great speaker. If you've ever heard Mark and Jason together, they speak on stage a lot together. They are quite inspirational, full of knowledge. And Jason actually had a TV show that ran pretty long time where he was the #1 sports agent in, I think, the United States for a long time. The show's still on. You can actually Google it and get on Amazon and watch, where he dealt with sports athletes and helped them find homes across the United States. So, great wealth of knowledge, great guy. Strongly recommend jumping on that. Then we got deal or no deal. Who here has ever seen something and not sure if it's a good investment or not? Well, believe it or not, guys, we're the home of systems and models. And we got a system and model for determining if it's a good investment. Now, every investor has their own criteria, their own risk tolerance, their own things they'll look at, right? So that'll be for you to establish what you feel comfortable with and what you want to do. But Amy's going to be teaching it. She's going to be going over, giving you some tools. So that way, if you come across something that you think you might be interested in, you'll be able to see if it's something that makes sense for you. But Garrett, I don't have the money, so I'll just let someone else do it. Is that a good answer?
No.
No.
It's never a good answer. Kenny, you're in a deal for a flip right now. Who are you in a deal with?
Same Rafael.
Oh, did you bring it to him?
Yes.
Did he take it?
Yes.
Is it working out for you?
Absolutely. Beautifully.
Right?
Just appraised at value.
Oh, that's a good sound. That's good here, right? So a lot of us, I've made the mistake. My first year of real estate, I had a great flip opportunity. I walked in to list it. The house was a mess. And the people were like, "We're just trying to figure it out." And I asked them if they would just take like a cash offer and walk away, and they said yes. So what did I do? Got an investor to buy it and make all the money, and I was so excited because I made 6%.
I remember that house.
Was that stupid?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I double-ended it, I thought I was like, woo! I made it! I
I made an offer on
double-ended
it, I remember.
Yeah.
it. Yeah, sure.
And you said no.
Well, you know what? No, that was a different house. You didn't want that one. I saved you on that one. That was a different one.
You know what I'm trying to talk about, right?
Yeah, that was a completely different one. But no, I made the mistake, guys, is I went to an investor and I double-ended and I thought I made a great amount of money because I got the full 6% commission. What really I should have done is gone to Sam, or to Amy, or to a lot of the investors that are in this office and see how I could have been part of that deal with whatever percentage I could have came in on. I still probably could have double-ended it, maybe even triple-ended it because I would have sold it on the other side of it and been able to make money and go through that flip experience, right? It's a learning experience for me. I'll never let that happen again. But it's finding the deals is what's so challenging. So if you find the deal, there's many people in this office, come talk to me. We can put a group together, look around this room. There's people in this office that are always looking to invest in real estate. But if you don't know if it's a deal, come to the class, use the tools. It's next week on Wednesday from 1 to 2:30. Amy's going to go in depth on what she does to look for what she finds, and her risk tolerance and what she does with her tools and her systems for flips that make sense, right? And everyone's will be different. You can adjust the numbers, but the tools are the same. All right, any questions on that? I just realized Zoom can't see my pretty face. Be terrible. Thanks for the giggle. Okay. Bulletproof your transactions. One of the things that came up that's been coming up is for the first time in a while, we're seeing transactions fall out. Right? Why is that?
People don't have solutions.
Bad lender.
People don't have solutions.
Bad lenders, yes.
Bad lenders. Right? There's a lot of reasons, right? People are no longer qualified, interest rates have changed, certain things happen, we're not able to find solutions, right? And for the first, it used to be, when I'd sit down in the last couple of years, everything was just selling, right? Everything was just selling, low interest rates, people are pretty well qualified. Now people are getting more hesitant, a lot of self-doubt when they're going into stuff. JD's going to be teaching Bulletproof Your Transaction, June 22nd. It's strategies on how to bulletproof your transaction to avoid them falling out of escrow. There's nothing worse than falling out of escrow for a silly reason that you feel like it could have been prevented. It happens to all of us, but we want to limit the amount those times happen. So JD will be here, he will be teaching, standing right here on that office meeting during that time. You guys know who JD is?
Cool. Yeah.
Who's that? No, maybe. He's pretty
Usually
cool.
hear him before you see him.
Yeah. He's pretty smart. Average looking, but pretty smart. All right. And John Mulaney.
I'm no Garrett. James Dean.
JD, you can go for higher standards, my friend. Like higher. Taller. All right. The family picnic we talked about. I'm excited about that. Take my kiddos out there. Let them run around crazy. Is Michelle here yet? Michelle's going to try to make it in. She was running late, so I'll speak on her behalf. She might step in at the end. So Michelle, part of her real estate business, is really passionate around helping mental health issues. You guys have probably heard a lot of ruckus the last few days, of lots of boxes and everything. Live Oak 5K run and walk for mental wellness. So Live Oak Mental Wellness Project is the what is it, 503C, probably saying that wrong, something like that, project that they put together. That it's in partnership with a real estate team to help people find mental health help. So there's been some tragedy in this office. There's been some tragedy with the people that are a part of this. And during their time, they really struggled finding the right support for what they needed. And come to find out, the support was there. It was just really hard to find with what they were going through at that time. So this is put together to help people when things do happen. Stuff happens, life happens. And there's going to be tragedy in all of our lives. There's going to be tragedy, people in this office, and it's happening every day and we don't always see it. And mental health isn't talked about enough. And they're trying to bring light of where resources are to help people that are going through that. I bet you every one of us knows someone that has struggled with some portion. There she is! She's running! And I've been speaking it so good. Michelle, do you want to talk about it for a few minutes before?
Oh my God, I would love to, and I'm so
You're out of breath. Well, come on up. Welcome up, Michelle.
Thank you very much, you guys. Oh my gosh. Yes, this is our first big event. I am super passionate about mental health. I got Fin and Feather to let us do this event, and they have never opened up their lake to let anybody else, raise money and. I don't do cardio. Okay. I can't talk.
I did warn her like 30 minutes ago. I was like, hey, you want to come up? And she's like, I'm trying.
She's trying about the cardio.
Yeah.
No, I do the weightlifting. Okay, so I don't know what you said about it.
I just said how amazing you are at the very beginning, but take it over.
Okay, so yes, the event, I would love to have this whole office come support. I will support you in whatever you guys endeavor, I promise. Just invite me, I'll be there. It's this Saturday over at Fin and Feather Lake. If you've never been there, you gotta come check it out. It's super peaceful and serene. I had this vision of doing a 5K back in 2011 when I trained for LA Marathon, when I did do cardio. And it's a perfect 5K all the way around the lake. Super peaceful, serene. It doesn't feel like you're in the Antelope Valley. It's really separate. It's kind of cool. So I don't hunt or fish. It's a private hunting and fishing club. So come check it out for that. But more importantly, we're going to have tons of vendor booths and resources for anybody struggling with mental wellness or mental health and they want to learn more. And tons of raffles. We got awesome raffle prizes there. I think we have 4 tickets to Universal Studios that's been donated. Tons of other stuff. A tattoo, a 1-year free membership to Fin and Feather. So there's much, much more. But the whole event will start, if you want to register online, it would be awesome so that we kind of have an idea of who's coming. So registration starts at 7:45. The event will start, the 5K will start at 8:30. The vendor event will start at 9 and end at 12. So the vendor event will begin while everyone's still running around the lake. I unfortunately will not be running because I told you I don't do cardio. But no, I want to be available to talk to people as they come in and just kind of schmooze them.
If only time I'm going to run a 5K is if there's a big dog chasing me, can I still come to the after event and check it out, or do I have to run the 5K?
No, I have lots of elderly people asking me this same exact question. I'm not going around that damn lake. So I'm like, just show up, just come and hang out. There's going to be some food trucks, there's going to be music. It's going to be cool. It'll be a really cool event. So just show up. You don't have to do any of that. You can just come say hi and leave.
What's the fee for the registration, Michelle?
Great questions, guys. Thank you. It's free. It's free. My lovely co-founder, Monica, actually was able to secure a grant for us. So it's a totally free event. So you do not have to spend any money. You'll actually get a free raffle ticket to win some of those cool prizes I was telling you about. So
That's enough to get my wife to go.
Yeah. Yeah, bring her.
She's
so
in.
It's some cool stuff. So does anybody have any questions maybe I didn't cover as I was panting up here?
So everyone that attends has to register?
Please, because the lake is requiring us all to sign a waiver. So anyone that goes onto the property, they want a waiver signed. So when you register, you'll bring you right to the waiver page.
Okay.
So we prefer you signing up in advance, but of course we'll be available to sign you guys on site too, the day of.
The Fin and Feather is where we went to last year for our barbecue. You guys are the lake
West.
off Avenue West. That's where it's at, just so you're aware.
Yeah, super cool place, you guys. I can't say enough great stuff about it.
Can we just go fishing instead of walking?
You can come, no fishing, but you can definitely tour the lake, check it out. It's a great opportunity. They're opening up the lake to us, so you can really go and take in the environment and see if it's a good fit for you.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Very cool. Well, it's exciting.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for rushing in.
Oh my
I
God.
appreciate you.
Garrett, real quick, is the family picnic happening at the same place this year?
No, family picnic is at the
Lazy T.
Lazy T Ranch. Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
Lazy T Ranch. Very cool, very exciting, lots of good stuff going on. Invite your, if you guys know people that are going through whatever they're going through, it's a good time to invite people out. Invite friends and family, let's fill that place up. Okay, weekly sessions, guys. We're going to talk a little bit about wealth building here in a second, but every Friday at 8:30, everyone's welcome to join. We have about, I don't know, 10, 15 people that have been coming so far, talking about just different wealth building things going on for the week, a 30-minute class. And then every Wednesday, we got our contracts class, 1 o'clock, with the George Perez. Everything is full. He goes in depth of the contract, as everything that happens in the real estate transaction is in the contract. A lot of our questions, a lot of our what do I do in these scenarios, the answer is typically in the contract. And stuff happens a lot, and the contract changes. Since I've been a real estate agent, not that many years, but I think it's changed every year pretty significantly, and it's going to change again. So keeping up to date, even if you think you are a contracts master, you know everything in it, I would challenge you to come in because there's always stuff in there that's changing and they're new.
The more you know on the contract, the more leverage you have as an agent.
Yep.
The more you know.
We have agents in here, I'll get calls sometimes from other brokerages and they might be frustrated, well that's not, and I'll know typically if our agent's right or wrong without looking at the situation because of the agent's knowledge of the contract. And normally the contract is, well, that's it. That's what they signed and that's what we're going off of. It's not what their brokerage says has to happen. It's not what our brokerage says has to happen. It's what's written in the contract. And that's what's most important. And there's a lot of good stuff in there, so strongly recommend coming in. George does a great job teaching that class and learning everything there is about it. We got Mega Agent Camp coming up. Let's watch a quick video. So Mega Camp coming back around August 15th and 16th. I will be there. I know we have a lot of our top agents love to go to Mega Camp. It's a little bit different experience than Family Reunion. Family Reunion, there's a lot of great training, there's a lot of great stuff, but it's a little bit more, best way to say it, a little more interacting with other offices and networking and stuff like that. Typically at the Mega Camp, it's geared towards mega agents, but everyone is welcome to come. It's a little bit higher level conversations. It's a great, if you can come to it, strongly recommend it. It's probably, I like it a little bit better than Family Reunion, depending on the year, because it's typically in Austin, and the environment where it's at is always a lot of fun, and it's really good information there that we take, and it's a little bit shorter than Family Reunion as well. So if you're interested in registering, this is not a Zoom event anymore. It is live in person only. Feel free to scan. There'll be a group of us going. It'll be a great experience for you. And hey, it's a tax write-off. And if you're a MAPS coach or a MAPS client, you get the ticket for free. Fill them on. Coming with me this year?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah! Put him on the spot.
Love
Yeah,
the
I guess. Yeah. His coach is probably like, you gotta go. All right, so upselling come from KWRI. Guys, remember that in your command tablet, you have your personal command section. At the very top, there's one that says Connect. And in Connect, you have all sorts of online training, anything that you could ever want. So if you're curious about, let's say, for example, you're like, I just want to learn more about probate, and I haven't seen a class about probate recently, I challenge you to go in there and just do a quick search. and look at their training library, they have top professionals in every area sharing information. We have Training the Trainer Advanced coming up. We have Leverage Series Train the Presenter, which is the first version of the Train the Trainer, instructor development workshops. So if you've ever wanted to learn the skills of presenting, getting stronger at that, there's some really great resources for you there. And also, MAPS Coaching has all sorts of breakout sessions that aren't just, so if you ever wanted a little bit more accountability in a certain time or a certain area, you can look at what they have to offer. So for example, if you're looking at hiring your first real estate assistant, they have a class of basically being a world-class assistant for a team, for your agent, and it's something you and your assistant take to get together to learn the skills that you need to be effective. They have all sorts of stuff in there. So if you're curious about one specific skill or one thing you want to look at, go check out mapscoaching.com and see if there's a program that you might be interested in for a higher level accountability for a certain area that you're looking at. And of course, we always recommend getting into coaching. I know you're a believer in coaching, right? Coaching has changed a lot of lives. And a lot of I think every one of our top producers, I can think one off the top of my head that doesn't have one coach in one form or another. Some have multiple coaches, helping them get to their business to the next level. It's an investment into yourself, which is the best investment you can make. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit today before we jump into our main topic about some stuff we've been talking about on Friday mornings. Is kind of a tease of stuff that you can come into. Anyone know what this is? If you come on Friday mornings, don't cheat. Don't cheat. Anyone recognize this?
Yes.
Sam does. Huh? Oh no, John, you can't take. We've been talking about this. You've been there. So anyone have some favorite authors that they like that's around wealth and financing?
Robert Kiyosaki.
Robert Kiyosaki. He's the number one. Like he's the one that most people say, right? He's written a lot of books. One of his books he's written is called The Cash Flow Quadrant, right? And the cash flow quadrant is what you're seeing up here. And we're going to dive into this a little bit, but we talk about one of our missions in Keller Williams is to have businesses worth owning, right? But how many of us truly own a business? So let's break this down real quick. I'm going to put this right here so Zoom can see. I'm going to just do a little bit of drawing so Zoom can see. You guys can see over there, right? So what does E stand for?
Employee.
You're an employee, all right? An employee. So 95% of the US population is an employee, okay? So an employee has to work to get a paycheck. Make sense? You have a job, you make money. You go to work, you get paid. You go to work, you get paid. You go to work, you get paid. It's what 95% of the population does. 5% of all the wealth in the United States is in this category. So 95% of the people are there, 5% of the wealth is there. Make sense?
That's disproportionate.
That is. That's where most people are. Now, as an employee, as you're looking to build wealth over time, what are your options?
Save.
Huh?
Save money.
Save money?
Work.
What do a lot of employers offer?
401k.
Benefits.
So 401k?
Profit share.
What else do you put into your paycheck every month?
Social Security.
Social Security.
That's 401KW.
401kw?
Profit share, 401KW.
There we go. I like it. All right. So your 401k, your Social Security, right? Those are the things that you typically have for retirement. You have some other options, but that's what the typical average American does, correct? They work, they put their 401k, Social Security. If you're relying on Social Security, this is a side note, don't. Just don't. So what's the max you can take out on Social Security right now? The max amount, does anyone know?
4,000.
It's just under $4,000. The max you can put in, that you can take out monthly. That's if you put the max in every month. The most you could take out is $4,000. It's about $3,900, $3,980 or something like that, right? How much is the max you have to put in for that each year? You have to make $160,000. So the max you could take out, it's about 6.3%. So it ends up being about $10,000 a year, right? to be able to secure that Social Security at $4,000 a month. Has anyone ever heard about the 20-year rule? John's been in wealth building in the mornings. 20-year rule. Every 20 years, the price of living doubles, just on average. If you go back every 20 years, it almost historically hits the price of living doubles, right? So relying on a Social Security aid, besides all the government stuff of it not having any money, is $4,000 enough to live off when retired?
Heck, no.
In 20 years, for people that are going to look in that distance at putting that $10,000 in that time, is that going to be enough to retire? It's not enough, right? Where your 401k, right, that accumulates over time. Anyone guys know compound interest? Feel good about compound interest, how that works over time, right? So let's say that $10,000, right, you were matched that into a 401k. And let's say you started that company at your 20, and you retired at 63, let's just say 40 years, right? How much money would that 401k be worth?
Couple million.
Couple million? It's pretty good. So if you were to put in your, let me people on Zoom because they can't see. So if you were to put in over a 40-year period on an average rate of return, you'd have about $2.8 million if you did the $10,000 every month, every year, right? And most employees will match. So that's just if you did it yourself, the employer matches, right? Sam, if you had an investment that'd give you 100% return, would you do it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, right? So when you're an employee and yet someone does a 401k and they'll match a 5% or 10% or whatever you put, you absolutely have to max it out because you're automatically getting 100% of return on that, right? Over time. But what's a negative about a 401k?
You cannot take.
You have to pay taxes when you take it out.
You have to pay taxes when you take it out, right? Because it's deferred the taxes till the end. So now you have $2.8 million and you're going to be drawing off that nest egg and you're going to be paying taxes on that. And how long does that money have to last you?
The
The rest of your life, right? There's a 4% rule that we talk about where if you take 4% out of your nest egg, it will replenish and last you that amount of time, right? To see if you were to take that $3 million and do the 4%, that's about how much money you'd have to live off of, plus Social Security. Is that life worth living?
No.
$3 million sounds good, but that goes quick. And especially in 20 years, the cost of living is going to double. So that's the typical person, and that's why 95% of the population has 5% of the wealth. Because they don't understand wealth and growing wealth at a higher level, right? So the great thing about being in real estate is we automatically get to go to the S. What is S?
Self-employed.
You're self-employed, right? You own a job. But there's some negatives to it, right? Your time is your money. You have no leverage. You're trading your money starting over from zero every single day. So if if an escrow closes and you don't have anything in escrow, you're starting back at zero. Correct?
Correct.
This is where most real estate agents live. Right? And so we work, we get paid, we work, we get paid, we get work paid. How do we get retirement?
Saving and investing.
Huh?
IRAs.
IRAs,
Investment.
Roths, investments. Right? We all do investments, but like real estate investments. Right? These are areas in how we make money, right? And we have caps in certain things that we can do. An IRA or a SEP IRA is typically what we do. It's tax-free, but we pay taxes at the end. A Roth, you pay taxes up front, but it's tax-free at the end. Is that better?
Yes.
Significantly, it's much better to pay taxes on $6,000 than it is on $4 million, right?
Right.
Right, there's some tax event. By the way, I'm not a tax professional. I'm not a tax professional. we're just talking through stuff. It's my disclaimer. Don't sue me. I don't know what I'm talking about. So if you're self-employed, right, you have to put these things into these buckets to save up towards your future. And this is where most real estate agents are. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
There's some benefits in here for sure. Then what's up here?
Business owner.
Business owner, right? You own a system and people work from you. So when we talk about what's the difference between self-employed and business right here, in the real estate world, it's the system that you own that is producing money and income, right?
Yeah.
Can you be a solo agent and still be a business owner?
Yes.
Yeah, right? So who do you have working for you? Transaction coordinators, your escrows, your titles, right there working for you. Can you be a business owner if you don't have systems and models?
No.
No. What can I buy? Can I buy your business from you? If it's just in your head. I have to buy your head. That doesn't work, right? So the transition for business owner is what we're always trying to do here. But you have to have systems and models to be a true business owner, correct?
Yes.
All right?
Right.
What's the benefits of being a business owner?
Leverage.
People, leverage.
Time.
Sorry, Zoom. I should have been in control. I don't know if they can see it that well. Looks like they can. Right? So we have time. We work, and then we get money, right? Because we have people leveraging people to being able to bring in income for us. And having an assistant working for us and doing a lot of stuff leverages that to bring in money for us. Correct? But what about retirement? What's the benefits there?
You can set up your own, theoretically set up your own 401ks and.
Yeah, you can. Right? If you're a business owner, they're called solo 401ks. Once we get into talking professional, there's a lot of rules you have to follow to make sure you do all this right. I am not that professional, but these are options you could do. You could set up 401k for yourself. Who else could you set it up for?
Your employees.
Your employees. Your wife. Can your children be employees?
Yes.
What age?
12.
12. They can make up to, what is it, 12,000 a year?
As low as 7.
What?
Really? Yeah. So, once again, not professional, and doing that, you have to show that you actually pay them, and you have the paper trail of what they do, and you have to do it right. I'm not saying that you need to go do that, but you have a lot more options. What's the biggest expense you're going to pay in your lifetime? Taxes. Right? So it gives you options as the more wealth you build to be able to disperse those in other areas and pay a lower percentage in taxes. Because if you're making $160,000, or let's say you're making $300,000 up here, in this quadrant, what tax percentage are you going to be in?
30, 35.
30, 35, whatever it is, high 30s?
More.
Right? If you're a business owner and the business is making $300,000 or plus, that money can be distributed in different ways to be tax-free, right? Where you're saving money. So business owners typically understand this better, and they disperse their money in different ways where the money might come in the same, but they're investing towards the future and other things in their kids' future, lowering their taxable rate that comes in.
I've always explained it. When you have when you get paid by an employer, you have to get your money taxed before you get it. I get my money first and then get to explain to the tax guy why it doesn't need to be taxed.
Yes, right? And so there's a saying that I really hate, but it says a lot, is what rich get richer. Right? Oh, the rich, they don't pay their fair share. Well, the rich actually do pay their fair share. They pay quite a bit in taxes. But the rich get richer because they're smarter and they understand these things, right? They understand how to use their money at a high, there was an article like Warren Buffett was a lower tax rate than his secretary. You know, how is that fair? Well, Warren Buffett's secretary made $350,000 and is an employee paying that amount. Warren Buffett's a business owner. He has a lot of unrealized gains. Right, you don't get taxed on the shares you own in the company unless you sell. Right, if your stocks, you don't get taxed unless it's unrealized income. So his tax bracket is lower. He obviously pays a lot more in taxes overall, but his tax percentage is lower. He gets taxed in a lot of different areas because he understands the flow of this. Make sense?
Oh, yeah.
And our ultimate income, guys, is to get you from, obviously a lot of us are self-employed. We want to get you to business owners, but then the last category is where we all need to be as well as what? Investors, right? What's the benefit about being an investor?
Your money works for you.
Your money works for you.
Even when you're sleeping.
Even when you're sleeping, it's working for you. It's bringing that money back in, making you independent of having to go be an employee.
Shark Tank.
How many of us have been an employee?
Oh, yeah. Most of my.
How many of us have been self-employed? How many of us have been business owners? How many of us have been investors? Right? The truth is, I mean, I live in all these categories currently. I'm an employee for this office, right? I have a business owner with my real estate and some other entities that I'm in. We like to invest in some different stuff, right? You might live in all these categories, but understanding them and where the money flows is super important to you. So a lot of this, what we're talking about today, is what we talk about Friday mornings. So sorry for the repeat in there, but I wanted to let you guys know every Friday morning at 8:30, we're just talking about different things, different strategies, different stuff that comes up for us just to learn together and to grow together and hopefully do deals together and become investors together and grow wealth over time.
That's at 8?
8:30 Friday mornings, we're right here. Tomorrow morning we'll be chatting about something. Different strategies or different things that we hear of, right? And together as a community, we learn more. We have different ideas and different stuff. It's really cool. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
So we're going to move from S to P by making our systems. Yes? Hiring people.
Yep.
Taking advantage of those tax breaks. Yes?
Yes.
All right. That's all I got to say about that for today.
That's what I'll have to talk about.
That's all I got to say about that. All right. Very cool.
Yay.
Yay, money. Yay, money. Everybody likes money. It's fun to talk about. Oh, okay, we're going to talk at the end of the day here about 10 habits that often waste 90% of our time. Who here is really good at wasting time? All of us. Who here is a high in the DISC personality trait?
Not me.
We're the best at it.
We are.
Woo! Shiny object. Let's go talk about it. Right? All right, so 10 habits that often waste 90% of our time. Number 1, change nothing and expect different results. If you keep doing what you're doing, you'll keep getting what you're getting.
Which is nothing.
Oftentimes, the only difference between a successful person and a person who makes a little progress is not one's superior ability, but the courage that one has to bet on their ideas, to take calculated risks, and to take steady steps forward. What's the definition of insanity?
Doing the same thing and expecting different results.
What do most realtors do?
The same thing.
They expect different results. If our production is low, what do our habits look like? It's very easy to see as a step back and look at a 30,000-foot view of our people that struggle or agents that are struggling or not making it and seeing the habits that they have, and they continue the same habits of maybe sleeping in, not working a couple days, right? The results will be the same. So change nothing and expect different results. Number 2. Keep waiting and waiting for the right time. This is another major crutch for most newer agents and really experienced ones. Even when we have the productive intentions, too many of us waste so much of our time waiting for the ideal paths to appear. But they never do, of course, because we forget that paths are made by walking, not waiting. So stop waiting. There's a great book called Ready, Fire, Aim. And I wish all of us would take that into our hearts, because I see a lot of agents hesitant. This video isn't perfect yet. My marketing plan isn't quite there. I need to add this, and then I will send it out. My 36 touch to my clients. My scripts aren't great yet, so I don't feel comfortable calling. Does it sound like any of us? Fair? So ready, prepare, fire, do it. And then once you're fired, then we'll aim. Then we'll figure it out. But there's too much hesitation with what we're doing in our lives to see any change in our results. Because we want to be perfect. Who's our high C's in the room? High C personalities. That's typically a higher C personality trait, is they want things to be perfect before they move forward. Right? And here's the truth. Nothing will be perfect. Things will go wrong. Ready, fire, aim. Sound good? Number 3, believe good things come easy. Decades from now, when you're getting closer to the end, you will not remember the days that were easy. You will cherish the moments when you rose above your difficulties and conquered challenges of magnitude. You will dream of the strengths you found within yourself that allowed you to achieve what once seemed impossible. How many real estate agents get into this business every year because they go see the commissions, think, I'm just going to make a ton of money, it's going to be easy?
Everybody.
Everybody.
That's the truth.
Right? We fill this room up every career night, and I tell them, I look them right in the face, and I say, most of you will not make it. 88% of agents do not renew their license within the renewal period. 88%. because it's very difficult. It's not easy. And most believe, oh, I'll just be a realtor. I make like so much money, sell a couple houses a month. It's easy, right? Nowhere in the Bible does it say life's going to be easy. Enjoy it. It's tribulation. It's not meant to be easy. Life is going to be hard. The business is going to be hard. You have to realize that. Like, there's challenges make us stronger. And if it does say that somewhere in the Bible, I'm a liar, but I'm pretty sure nowhere in the Bible does it say life's just going to be easy. Number 4, refuse to accept necessary risks. Living is about learning as you go. Living is risky business. Every decision, every interaction, every step, every time you get out of bed in the morning, you take a small risk. To truly live is to know you're getting up and taking that risk, and to trust yourself to take it. To not get out of bed, clutching the illusion of safety, is to die slowly without ever truly living. Anyone get nervous about risk?
Yeah.
We're all risk takers in here, right? Yeah?
Yes.
Just door knocking is
I
risky.
risk. Door knocking is risky. It is.
Yes, it is.
Everything's risky.
The poor guy that knocked on my door last night.
Getting out of bed is
Oh, I was so mean to him, and my wife's like, "You're so mean. You used to do that." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." See how strong he is at overcoming that objection. No thanks. I'm just kidding. So refuse to accept necessary risk, guys. We have to realize that everything we do is a risk. We might have a risk of rejection. We might make a friend mad. There might be a situation where a buyer or seller are mad, or there is risk in those things. We might get ourselves into trouble. No risk, no reward. Sam, when you bought your first rental property or flip, you told me you bought it on credit cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that scares the crap out of me. I'm like, oh my gosh. It worked out.
Oh, yeah.
It worked out. There was a lot of risk in that. I'm not saying go buy a rental property on credit cards. Oh my gosh, that's so scary.
Yeah.
It terrifies me, right? But there is risk in everything that we do. And to get any rewards, we have to take those risks. Number 5, make the rejection of yesterday the focal point of today. I think a lot of people struggle with this one. All too often, we let the rejection of our past dictate every move we make thereafter. We literally do not know ourselves to be any better than what some opinionated person or isolated circumstance once told us was true.
That's true.
It's true. One bad transaction with another agent is, you suck. Oh, dude, I made a mistake. Bad agent. Right? We let someone's circumstance or someone's opinion that we don't even know or truly know us dictate who we are. It's happened to me. It happens to everybody, right? And it might gnaw in the back of our head. But we have to let the rejections of yesterday go and learn from them and be better, because they'll hold us back. Number 6, refuse to take responsibility. That's so true. You aren't responsible for everything that happens to you, but you need to be responsible for undoing the thinking and behavioral patterns these outcomes created within you. Blaming the past for a limiting mindset today doesn't fix it. Change your response to what you remember and step forward again with grace. You might not be responsible for what happens to you. You are responsible for how you react and how you change and what happens to you. Right? We have a lot of victim mentality in this world in general. When things happen to us, we play victim and we struggle to overcome that. Right? So all we can do is react to the situation to learn how to be better moving forward. And realize what our mentality and our behavior pattern that put us in those situations. And something like, bad things just always happen to me. Well, what is your behavior and your pattern that puts you in those situations for the bad things to happen over and over and over again? Right? We have to take responsibility of that to change our outcome in our future.
I always blame myself first for that.
You got to blame yourself first. I mean, at the end of the day, things happen and it might feel out of our control, but we have more control than we give ourselves credit for. Close your mind to new ideas and perspectives. Remember that success in life does not depend on always being right. This one hits my soul because I love being right. My wife's like, read that one again, Garrett. Keep that
Don't need to always be right.
To make real progress, you must let go of the assumption that you already have all the answers. Even as you grow wiser with age, you must remind yourself that understanding is never absolutely final. What's currently right could easily be wrong later. Thus, the most destructive illusion is a settled point of view. That hit home with anybody else? I love being right. I love to argue. I love to push my point. At the end of the day, being right doesn't matter all the time, right? Being really, see another viewpoint, seeing another stance, and things change all the time. All the time. Okay, number 8. Let a few negative people continuously distract you. Ooh, negative Nellies. Stop distracting us. Your mind is your private sanctuary. Do not allow the negative belief of others to occupy it. Your skin is your barrier. Do not allow others to get under it. Take good care of what your personal boundaries and what you allow yourself to absorb from others. Anyone been in a room, everything's going great, kind of negative person comes in, oh, this pizza kind of sucks, and everyone, yeah, this pizza does kind of suck. You're having a great time, and all of a sudden everyone hates the pizza, right?
Sure.
One negative person can come in and change a mindset of where we're at. We have to be guarded to that. We have to be guarded because we've all had a negative day. I'm not saying everyone's negative, but there is people that are more negative than others. And that could bring you down to where you're at. If you're in your business, I'm going to get into real estate, I'm so excited. No, oh, you know, it's really hard to get that. You're probably not going to be, oh, just temper your expectations, right?
Yeah.
You don't want that in your life. No, have great expectations. Hold yourself accountable to the expectations that you set.
That's
what you tell somebody.
That's where the power is.
That's where the power is at.
It is.
Yeah, absolutely. So be cautious of those negative people around you. You might need to build a bridge. I mean, blow up a bridge.
Yeah.
Not let them cross into your area anymore if they're continually bringing you down. If there's someone in your life that is not bringing you a positivity in what you're looking for, you may need to distance. Because negative people will bring you down without even realizing it. Number 9, hold tight to something that's not real. Remind yourself right now that not everything is meant to be. Sometimes you have to track the data, review the data, and seriously sit down with yourself and come to grips with the fact that you were wrong about it all along. It was just an illusion that never really was what you thought it was. That could be in relationships, that could be in your business, that could be in a lot of things. But if you're holding on to an illusion that this is real, this is working, this is great, maybe you're doing this, I'm paying for Zillow now, it's great, I got these leads, I'm going to keep paying, next month it's going to be great, next month it's going to be great. Review the data. You've gotten 20 leads, you spent $10,000, and you've closed 0 deals. It's been an illusion, it's not working, right? So don't hold on tight to something that's not real. Number 10, the last one for today, maintain rigid expectations every step of the way. Simple things become complicated when you expect too much. Rigid expectations truly are the root cause of heartache. Don't let them get the best of you. Every difficult life situation can be an excuse for hopelessness or an opportunity for personal growth, depending on what you choose to do with it. So start by choosing to let go of the expectations that aren't serving you. A mistake doesn't hurt, expectations do. A rejection doesn't hurt, expectations do. And so it goes. Everyone been on a trip, like you're super excited to go to Italy for your anniversary, and you're like, oh, excited to go see Rome, see Venice, see Florence, and you get on a plane, and you fly over there, you get to your hotel, and then your travel agent, you realize your travel agent booked you twin beds on your honeymoon, and you're like, oh, that stinks. And then you go view the city, you're all excited to go see Rome, and you're like, oh, this is going to be beautiful. And there's just like graffiti everywhere, and it's kind of dirty, and there's a lot of people, right? This is my anniversary, or my honeymoon, by the way. This is my personal story. The expectation was so high. I had such high expectations for going to Italy. I was like, oh, it's my honeymoon, it's going to be great, right? I still can't believe the travel agent gave us twin beds for our honeymoon. Travel agents, great. I wonder why they don't exist anymore. Anyways, so the expectations were so high, that I was kind of let down. Actually, I don't really have a desire to go back to Italy, to be honest, because my expectations were over the moon, right? And bring those expectations down to reality, it would have been a great trip. We had fun. Florence was beautiful. We saw a lot of amazing things. We hit up New York on the way home. It was a great trip, but yet my expectations were so out of this world that it always felt like a letdown. That make sense? We do that a lot with our lives too, right? I mean, you're going to marry Prince Charming, he's going to let you down. Bring down your expectations. Us guys, there's no such thing as Prince Charming. We make a lot of mistakes, right? So when our expectations are super high, right, the mistake doesn't hurt. It's the expectation of the person that we thought they were going to be, or the expectation we had in ourselves. Make sense?
Yep.
Awesome.
You should go back to Italy.
That's what everyone's told me, but you know what?
You should go back.
I'm going to go to Ireland next. Actually, I have to go to Germany because my wife's parent mom is from Germany. She speaks German. We need to go see that because she speaks the language. Then I want to go to Ireland. I saw this tour that they do, Game of Thrones tour, where they shot all the, I love that show, by the way, where they shot all the, you stay at the different areas. I'm like, I'm going to do that. That looks like fun. I'll give Italy another chance one of these days, but I feel like my expectations are still too high. I'm still hurt. Still hurt.
Too bad.
No twin beds, okay? All right, guys, that's all we got for today. We'll see you next week. Please head out on Saturday, support the Live Oak Wellness Run, and we got flyers for you. Pass them out to your friends and family. Share it on social media, if you wouldn't mind. That would be great. Appreciate it. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you next week. Zoom, I'll put on the slide real quick for the Live Oak if you want to scan it, share it.
No, I can't. I have other plans.